Alright, well, we've got a new Kurzgesagt video to watch today. It just came out today. Why aliens might already be on their way to us. That's not ominous at all. Not even a little bit ominous, right? Alright. Ominous video. Why aliens might already be on their way to us. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. I love Kurzgesagt's videos. They're always so entertaining. Of course, you gotta take everything with a grain of salt, but... you know. They're all very pretty videos. Let's see.
It's our first limited drop featuring our cosmic pioneer burbs and their space adventures. Only for a limited time on the Kurzgesagt shop. The universe is magnificent and vast. Hundreds of billions of galaxies, trillions of stars, and even more planets. If even the tiniest fraction are habitable, then the universe should be teeming with life. And yet we see nothing, only vast emptiness. Where is everyone else? The answer to this riddle could be as exciting as it is creepy. We are early, born before almost all other life. But very soon, this may change.
Oh,
Not
so
only might
suspicious.
aliens appear, they could quickly surround us. An irreversible competition for the universe might be about to begin. While this video is based on scientific papers, we're presenting interesting ideas based on little data and lots of extrapolation, so take them with a grain of salt. Okay, we need to look at 3 essential questions to understand the galactic competition. 1. How fast can bacteria build spaceships? To become a starfaring civilization, life as we know it needs to master a number of very hard steps. It starts with dead stuff turning into the building blocks of life. Then it needs to organize into self-contained cells. Those cells have to learn to work together to form multicellular organisms. This keeps going until complex creatures with big brains learn to use tools and language. Civilization has to be formed from cultures that value progress and technological development.
Yeah.
And then they need to actually venture out beyond their home planet. On Earth, life appeared basically as soon as the oceans formed. But then it took 2 billion years to make the step from single cells to multicellular organisms, and 2 billion more for us to appear. Culture, civilization, and space travel developed super quickly though. Do things always take that long, or was this actually exceptionally fast? Also, passing one step does not mean the next one is guaranteed. Multicellularity evolved over 25 times independently on Earth, but there's only one species that builds spaceships. We don't know how many steps life needs to pass and how long they take to give rise to a technological civilization, but there are probably many, and it's likely that on trillions of planets, life has been trying for billions of years.
Yeah, that's true though. I mean, octopus are pretty smart, but I don't see them going to space. They only live like a year. It's pretty cringe. If aliens exist, and somewhere they probably do, they're thinking, feeling, possibly watching their favorite streamers at this very moment of time, regardless of our... Yeah, who knows, man? Who the fuck knows? I'd be so cool to find life, though. 13.4 billion year warm-up period's over. Hey, to be fair, you know, octopus is coming onto land. To them is what... Yeah, but you see, we came onto land fucking millions of years ago. Thumbs help. They have 8 legs that they can control individually. They can figure out puzzles. They can squish through anything they can fit their beak through. They haven't figured out how to live longer than a year or 2. That's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. I'm just saying. Each tentacle has its own brain. You're right, they got more brains than us. Why can't they figure out space travel? And also they have like they can change their color and like do all sorts of crazy patterns, which they think is a way that they communicate with each other, which is super crazy. Their mouth is also their butt, or is that just... Oh, no. They have a separate waste disposal, I'm pretty sure. You know, I don't know too much about the biology of octopus when it comes to their internal organ structure. Life is about learning how to live, and some learn faster than others. That's true. Yeah, there are a few. Like, I think sea cucumbers are also the mouth butt creatures. A Souls game with no death. You just decorate your house and talk to your friendly neighbors. Demon Crossing, yes. Man. We're gonna have to watch an octopus biology video at some point now.
Since we don't see any other technological civilizations out there, it might well be that we are a rare exception. We might be among the first, or even the first, technological civilization in the Milky Way. But this is just one piece of the puzzle. On top of that, we may have just hit the perfect time window. Why does humanity exist now? The universe is already 13.8 billion years old, but it's unlikely that many other technological civilizations had a chance to appear before us. Because in the earlier universe, life would have had a pretty hard time to emerge, let alone thrive, because it was such a hostile environment. Early stars constantly blew up, galaxies crashed into each other, and supermassive black holes vomited massive amounts of radiation, enough to sterilize galaxies over and over again. Our sun was born right at the end of this cosmic death show. The universe has never been more welcoming to life than it is now. So humanity has arrived at a very convenient spot in time, maybe the earliest reasonably possible for life to thrive. What about the future? The sun burns brighter than 90% of the stars in our galaxy and will keep getting brighter. In about 1 billion years, it will boil all of Earth's oceans and then become a giant that swallows it whole. So in the galactic context, the sun is very short-lived. Most stars are red dwarfs that can sustain habitable planets for tens of trillions of years. Life on these planets has an incredibly long time window to appear and pass the hard steps. Even knowing nothing about how rare or common life is, this makes it way more likely for technological civilizations to appear sometime in the future than in the past. Because if civilizations appear at random in the Milky Way within a time window of 1 trillion years, then very few, if any, would appear before today. Then a couple more arrive in this period of 1 billion years that we're in, before all starfaring civilizations that could ever exist emerge altogether. This weird tsunami-like distribution is the result of both the hard steps model and something else. A sort of deadline for any spacefaring civilization. Any civilization coming after will find it hard to have room to survive, so all potential life has to cram in before it. Humanity exists now because otherwise we might have missed this deadline. What or who creates this deadline? Why aren't aliens already on Earth?
There's an awful lot of space out there. That's a good reason as to why aliens aren't already on Earth. That is true, though. You want to get into the space race before others. We've proven this with just even human history. Although a lot of the time it really is just, ah ha ha, my cock is bigger than yours. Ha 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 ha. You know, that is what a lot of it is. Because, like, what really are we going to do in space until we actually figure out a way to, like, mine stuff, you know, or travel outside of our solar system? There's not a whole lot for us to do in space. I mean, well, there is a lot to do in space, but there's also not, if that makes sense. Like, on a galactic level. Like, yeah, we can figure out how to mine asteroids, potentially. We can check out other planets and figure out their history and whatnot. But, like, if you're going into, like, a multi-solar system thing, I mean, you would have to move so fucking fast to be able to get anywhere. Like, it takes years just to get to the end of the solar system alone. You would need to quite literally build a gigantic ship. You would have to build the ship in space, too. You couldn't build it on Earth. It would be too large, it would cost too much fuel, and it would probably just get destroyed. You'd have to build this gigantic colony ship out in space, which means then you'd also have to get all the resources out there. Like, it is detrimental to our own survival to send a colony out of the solar system. Hey, kitty, how you doing? Sup? Ships that run by consuming planets? Oh. Did you ever read All Tomorrows? No, there's a lot of books I have not read. But, I'd like to start reading again. I would really... Well, here's the thing, because, like, I want to read, but I also want to write. And it's like, do I spend a half hour before bed every day reading, or do I do it writing? I want to actually seriously start doing that. Instead of, like, playing a mobile game to fall asleep, I think I would rather, like, read a book or write. I think that would be better. Like, I'm gonna majorly cut back my mobile game time and start working on those projects. Because I have a few books I really want to read. I was actually, like, cleaning my... Not to get too far off topic, I know I want to finish this video and everything, but I was cleaning up my house majorly yesterday with Gigi, and I was going through some boxes and I found some books, and like some of them I've read, but most of them I haven't, and I need to get into them. Like my mom gave me some books. I wanna get into them at some point. Entering the granny phase of your life? I mean, yeah, I'm turning 30 next month, so yeah. Without nerding too into it. That modern space race was much less about government dick measuring contests and more about philosophical question about the economic and political systems and whether human beings are capable of achieving progress under them. Yeah, I mean, it's a whole other thing. I mean, a lot of it really is, though, is that different countries really do want to be the first to discover things or the first to do things so that they have, like, you know, so that their names can be put in the textbooks for future generations. What? Are you okay? Are you okay? What? Anyways, we do have to get back to the video, though. Yeah, politics is cringe, though. That is true. Politics is pretty cringe. No. That would cause too many problems that I don't want.
Humans are curious, expansionist, and hungry for energy. We've spread over the world and made it our own. Our technology has been improving over time, first slowly, then breathtakingly fast. If these things don't change drastically, and our descendants want to prosper, they will expand into space. We could construct a Dyson swarm for endless energy and transform planets into new homes. We could cross interstellar distances, allowing us to reach for planets around distant stars. If we have the motivation, we can become a galactic civilization. A civilization that does this sort of stuff can be called loud, because its activity creates noise. Signs that can be detected from far away. Imagine someone in a forest, cutting down trees, starting fires, and laying down roads. The more intense their work, the easier they are to notice. An expanding technological civilization would probably be hard to miss. Our telescopes would pick up all that energy, and we would clearly identify artificial interference with stars and planets.
But we haven't detected any of this yet. And we can see outside of our own galaxy. So I'm wondering if maybe our instruments just aren't refined enough to see anything else in the galaxy, or if we really are alone in the galaxy. Because they just put out or maybe they just haven't told us. Because they did just put out that new fancy-dancy telescope out into space, James Webb. And we haven't, you know, we haven't heard anything yet about any of this. That's true, kitty.
Another consequence of this business is that it's very disruptive to the environment. Clearing a forest means the end.
You know what, to be totally honest, I have not actually seen anything from Ancient Aliens. I haven't seen it. I should watch it, just so I know.
Of its wildlife. Human activity has left no chance for a squirrel civilization to appear.
Yeah, fuck them
Not
squirrels.
Because we hated squirrels.
I hate
it's
squirrels.
Simply that the thought that they might want to do that at some point never crossed our minds, and we needed wood. Similarly, if loud civilizations were running around the galaxy in the past, terraforming planets or harvesting the energy of stars, they may have prevented our existence. Had aliens started colonizing Earth while we were still sludge in the oceans, that sludge would never have turned into humans. This is...
What if we're the aliens? Well, Valraven, the thing is, though, is that, like, we can, to a degree, detect what properties planets have. We can, like, there are different light, like, wavelengths that can detect what specific elements planets are mostly comprised of. And if there's anything similar to ours, then it's possible, it is possible that there are other planets that are similar to ours that might contain life, but it is also possible that there are other planets that have completely different elements that are able to have their own form of life. Like, I actually watched a really interesting chemistry video the other day, talking about why carbon is the main component for life on Earth and why it's not silicone. Because there are silicone-based life forms, like, I forget the exact species, but it's like a sponge coral, and they are mainly comprised of silicone. But the thing is that carbon has like four valence electrons, and it can easily connect to other elements and create very stable bonds because it's closer to the nucleus. But it's not impossible for silicone-based life forms to exist. It's just other planets would have to have other elements that connect very stably with silicone, because there is a lot of silicone on Earth. Carbon just happens to be a more stable connection. So it's not impossible that there are other planets that have life forms that are not necessarily based on carbon or rely on oxygen to function, because oxygen is another very, 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 very common element on Earth. Like when you think of like quartz, it's a silicon dioxide. There's oxygen in there, and that makes up a good portion of the Earth. Like there's so much. Chemistry is so fascinating. It's so incredible. I can totally understand why people would be fascinated by the chemistry of other planets and how other life forms can be formed in different ways than they are on Earth. It's actually quite incredible. I don't know, man. The universe is still so large that even with the James Webb telescope, it would be like looking into your backyard and deciding that giraffes don't exist. Yeah, that's so true. That's so fucking true. Have you seen our limbs? Yeah, they're weird. Adam Driver gonna be in a movie about that. Yeah, honestly, yeah, I want to see that new Adam Driver movie. It looks neat. Asteroid that killed the dinosaurs was a spaceship. Crazy spaceship. Yeah, silica-based life forms would be cool. A small percentage of human DNA. We have no idea where it came from. I mean, I imagine that there's an awful lot like that in all creatures because we have a very incomplete genetic map of how species developed. Like, even when you think about it, fossils, we don't have a fossil record of every single living thing that's ever been alive. We probably have a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a percentage of the fossil record of everything that has been alive. Who knows? Maybe there was life before, like, 1 billion years ago that we just straight up don't know about, because the Earth moves inwards. Like, you know how there's layers of different times? Like, oh, some fucked up apocalypse happened here, so this layer of the Earth is comprised of this specific type of sediment, and then there's another layer because of a different climate there, and another layer. It's continuously getting dissolved in and just like rotating through, and there's new soil being built on top. Who knows? Who knows what could have happened? I'm sure there's some good evidence. Just like the Earth tree, yeah. I kind of believe that there's like one civilization in every 10-ish galaxies and no realistic way to traverse that distance, so all space people would never be able to communicate. Yeah, I mean, I have absolutely no idea. And I feel like in our lifetimes it'll be impossible to know. But I would like to keep, I would like to keep the human race focused on learning about it, though. If there are any aliens, I hope they're super gay. Anyways, back to the video.
Is how loud aliens create a deadline for new civilizations appearing. The galaxy may have trillions of years to create life, but there may only be a short window for it to spread and thrive. Even if a loud civilization respects planets with naturally occurring life and expands around them like humans do with wildlife reserves, any civilization on such a planet would not be able to expand ever, trapped forever on a tiny island. But here we are, so loud aliens were probably never here. What about aliens that don't expand? They would be quiet aliens. They're probably limited to one star system and don't have a noticeable impact on their cosmic surroundings.
Yeah.
Humanity is like this right now. We wouldn't be able to detect ourselves from the other side of the Milky Way. If they stay quiet forever, maybe because of their culture or abilities, then they are not really a concern for us. We only have one sample to draw from, humanity, and right now, we are on the path to becoming loud. If we're not special and succeed anyway, then any other civilization with the motivation and resources to would eventually expand beyond its planet of origin. Okay, what are the consequences of all these assumptions and ideas? Grave consequences. Race to the stars. If we are really early, then eventually others will catch up with us. Civilizations will emerge all over the place, and these new aliens will look at space, see no signs of life, and come to the same conclusion.
Yeah.
They exist because loud civilizations have not yet taken over everything, but it only takes one loud civilization to crowd them out of the entire galaxy. They, like us, will face an important decision. Do they stay quiet, take it easy, and tend to their planet for as long as possible, or do they start expanding to take a chunk of the galaxy before someone else arrives?
Yeah.
Mating others does not necessarily mean war or conflict, but it means that new borders will arise, limits that may persist forever. In the worst case, a civilization could be completely enveloped by the empires of others, eternally doomed to be a galactic backwater without control over their fate. So if we want a seat at the galactic adults' table, we best get to work.
This is very Titan AE. If any of you guys have not seen the movie Titan AE, you need to watch it. It's a really, really, really good animated movie. Please watch it with your eyes. It's so, so good. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
If we really are early, we have an incredible opportunity to mold thousands or even millions of planets according to our vision and dreams.
That's a lot.
And one day when we meet others, we can greet them and meet them as equals. Wouldn't that be nice? Wait, what's this? We've finally received a signal from the Cosmic Pioneers crew that we lost contact with 10 years ago. Through a special imaging technique called Infraction, we're able to reveal what happened to them and immortalize them in our very first drop collection. These amazing shirts, hoodies, beanies, and scarves will only be available for a short time, so these amazing shirts, hoodies, beanies, and
I unironically love that scarf. What the heck? I really, really like that scarf. I might have to consider getting it. Oh.
and scarves will only be available for a short time, so grab them while supplies last. If you want to explore the vast universe from the comfort of your own home, we've got a lot of amazing space and science-inspired products for you. All of our products are designed and produced with love and care by us here at Kurzgesagt. They're an integral part of the science story we try to tell, so start your journey on our channel and continue it with one of our posters, notebooks or plushes. Every purchase directly funds what we do on this channel. Thank you so much for your support. And never stop dreaming of space adventures.
Yo. Oh, I like that. Hey. Oh, that's so clever. What the heck? Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Whoever came up with that deserves a raise. That's brilliant. I love that so much. Wow, that was a really cool video. I love speculative videos like this. I think it's really interesting to see where the human brain goes when it comes to speculation, especially in space stuff. I love space. Yet again, another reminder for you guys to watch Titan AE. It is so good. It is such a good movie. Based pretty much off like the same kind of concept of this video. I highly recommend it. Time to start spreading some freedoms to the universe. Yeah. Absolutely, man. Just spreading freedom all around with our nukes. We sent a golden disc with it. Oh, hold on, wait. We sent a golden disc with Chunk Berry's Johnny B. geode into space way back in the 70s. That's possibly the first human sound aliens will hear. Oh, great. To mold thousands of planets for our benefit is an awfully nice way of saying dooming thousands or millions of species to extinction before they get the chance to live. That's true, though. I mean, if you don't want them rising up against us, you have to put them in their place first. That's just true. Sad or not, it's just true. If you don't want them to rise against you, you have to get rid of their ability to be sentient or considered humanity. That got dark real quick. It is true, though. To control, you have to destroy. Chunkberry. I haven't seen Back to the Future in a very long time. Oh, Chuckberry. Chunkberry. I read it wrong. Yeah, I haven't seen it since I was like a kid. Chunkberry. I don't know. I was thinking cereal. I was like, Chunkberry. What? Okay, Chuck Berry. No. No. Chunkberry, the new intergalactic cereal with a new kind of sugar you could never believe. Mm. That's true, though. I'll take a look. I might order. I'm probably not going to order this scarf, but I might. It's a nice scarf. I love it.